It's like beating your head on a wall. Say no way, marijuana's a fast way to fall. You will pay, cause it's doing you no good at all. And you know, if you gamble with life, you can lose it. Gotta grow, cause your life is a gift, don't abuse it. And you know, if you gamble with life, you can lose it. Gotta grow, cause your life is a gift, don't abuse it. Oh. Never try marijuana, don't try it at all. It's a lie, it's like beating your head on a wall. Say no way, marijuana's a fast way to fall. You will pay, cause it's doing you no good at all. And you know, if you gamble with life, you can lose it. Gotta grow, cause your life is a gift, don't abuse it. And you know, if you gamble with life, you can lose it. Gotta grow, cause your life is a gift, don't abuse it. A lot of people think that marijuana isn't dangerous, but they're wrong. Because not only does it harm a person's body and mind, but it often leads users to try other, even more dangerous drugs. And you know, if you gamble with life, you can lose it. Gotta grow, cause your life is a gift, don't abuse it. And you know, if you gamble with life, you can lose it. Gotta grow, cause your life is a gift, don't abuse it. Oh.
Yep. Okay, I don't know if my sound is on. Is my sound on? Yes, I can see my little thingy, yeah. Hey up, everybody. Good to see ya. Boy, thanks for being here. Told you I was gonna be back. Okay, I'm getting lots of messages from a family member. Um, one of my family members lives in hell. They they live in, well, a lot of my family members live in the high desert, and one of them, their air conditioning went out there, central air, just before winter, but they've got another few weeks of 90, 100 degrees. Um, yeah, but I feel for them, you know, holy, holy tamale, air conditioning units, central air in California, like maybe a train. Does train still make air conditioning? They used to be like the go-to air conditioner places, but $12,000, $12,000. Yeah, it's yeah, yeah. Okay, so okay, well, the messages are still coming in. They're I'm probably getting pictures. Oh, one of my kids had an anniversary. Oh, shit. Well, she's not married, but it's her long-term boyfriend. The messages are still rolling in. Dang. Um, on my phone, I just asked, how's everybody doing? How's my grand dog? Because I have a pit bull for a grand dog, and I am in love with this dog. Well, I'm in love with every dog I meat. But damn, she is the smoochiest, sweetest dog. And when I go visit, yeah, okay, I love smelling my granddog's head. Smell her head. I smell her head. As soon as I see her and greet her, give her head a sniff. Yeah, stop it. If you guys don't do that. Okay, over to the chat. I'm going to say, um, uh, John aside, how about a hello? You said hello to that other Dex. Hi, Dex. Good to see you. Corey M. Good afternoon. Glad you're here. Thanks. And thanks for the hearts. Eileen Ebony, thanks for coming around. Eileen of Kingpin. She has a seagull friend, Kingpin. And then John's in the chat too. He also has a seagull friend. They're chipped and they can track them. I've talked about this before, but I find it absolutely fascinating. So every time you guys show up, I'll probably stop mentioning it, but Prairie Queen, good to see you. Thank you. Thanks for being here. John Walkley, welcome. I'm good. Okay, so, okay, Eileen Ebony, you sniff your cats too. There's something about, is it the pheromone thing? But yeah, okay, Eileen says, Kingpin is in Portugal at the moment. It's too cold there where you are. I love it. I love it. Okay, tell me again how long seagulls live because this is just so cool. Yeah, how long do they live? Do they? But and I had forgotten, just how large seagulls are because around here we have doves and pigeons and they roost up on my there's a pigeon nest next door up above my friend's, what is it? Up one of her shelves outside on her porch, and there's, pigeon poop everywhere. But then I start because of Eileen and then John started watching stuff about seagulls, and they really are beautiful birds. They really are. But, they're maligned and by a whole lot of people. And I remember years ago, I have had seagulls take French fries. I've had a seagull try to snatch my hamburger, and they swoop in with their little webby feet dangling, and sort of a, a hover and then zoom away once they grab your food. And then the when I was the last time I was at Venice Beach, and we stayed there. Uh, yeah, there, seagulls everywhere, and you know, my my friends and I, threw stuff out for them because that's what you do. You, you give the seagulls some of your lunch. Okay, wait a minute. Like King. All right, I'm looking over there. Okay, John. Okay, wait a minute. Eileen says, "Oh no, what John first. No, Eileen first. Average age will be 15, but," and then John says the record holder is the oldest known herring gull, reaching an impressive age of 49 years. Holy cow, that's getting up there as long as like parrots live. I know parrots live a long time. African grays and what are those other ones? Those really colorful, big, screechy parrots, they live a long time. Okay, maximum age from ringing 30 is 34 years, 10 months, 27 days, set in 2000. And John says seagulls around they stay there at around you the year round. Yeah, well, they stay here the year round too because, it's the West Coast of America. Okay, Ethel. Mrs. Muddock, howdy. Thank you for coming in. You know what, Mrs. Muddock, okay, I had heard that it's rude to just bestow wrenches on people without their permission, okay? Mrs. Mrs. Muddock, you want a wrench? Because I figure, okay, nobody comes around here making trouble anymore. Those days are long gone. So, I'll wholesale, hand out wrenches. I figure there should be like no wrenches in my chat or everybody freaking gets a wrench. Why not? Is there a limit? Do you have a, is there a limit on how many wrenches you can hand out? Okay. Yeah, you guys are bird geeks. Oh, wait a minute. There is no such thing as a seagull. It's just a generic term for the species. John, you're a wellspring of knowledge. Okay, Mrs. Muddock. Um, okay, okay, let's see. Add as a moderator. Boom, boom. Okay. Okay, so standard. Okay, there you go. Okay, you have been wrenched, Mrs. Muddock. Why the fuck not? Errant Massa. Oh, Errant Massa, dear sweetheart, thank you for showing up. Um, wait, Eileen Ebony, sodding bodega rats. They were Errant Massa. Go to your room. Okay, Errant Massa. Okay, dear, I owe you a granny pen. You never got it. You sent me your address, and then stuff happened, and I couldn't get to the post office because my job was ending, and I anyway, I owe you a granny pen. But then you moved, Errant Massa. If you will privately send me your physical address again, where you're, if you still want a granny pen, I mean they're defunct now. The show's dead. There are no more grannies, but I have a lot of those granny pens left because I had confidence in the way it was going to work. I had I was overly confident, and I have this ass load of granny pens. And you know what? I probably have over 100. Yeah, my bad. And so if anybody wants um, useless, mean nothing granny pens, I'll ship them out, and all you do is pay for postage. And you know, if anybody wants I don't know what you do with them. Pin them on your hat, pretend like they still mean something. They mean nothing now. They used to. Um, wait, make oh, you still have your granny pin. Oh, okay. Mean fuckers aren't Masa. She doesn't. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I'm scrolling back. Something's going on in my chat. There is no such thing as a seagull. I read that. Okay, so, but okay, one of these times I'm gonna find out how to refer to them because we call them seagulls. We always have. So they're gulls. They're but huh. Okay, so oh wait a minute. Eileen, Wee Mango got troll attacked 2 days ago. They were savage and she handled it well. Oh, Mango, she is such a cute baby. I have such respect for that kid, that girl, that lady. Yeah, and she's cute as heck. Oh, Prairie Queen, we won't tolerate trouble here. It's a safe place. Yeah. Okay, wait a minute. I'm John says, "Not all who wander are lost. Some may just be looking for a snack, like a gull." Ah, okay, Aunt Massa, yeah. Okay, Aunt Massa, you've moved at least twice. Oh, honey, would it get to you? Do you if you still want a granny pin, if you don't, that's cool. I'd understand, but they're sort of a relic, of days gone by, never to return. Um, that is so sad. Mango does not deserve that. Probably because she's getting really popular. People love her. Oh, wait a minute. John, you kept thinking I was saying Granny Pan. Maybe I said Pan. I meant Pan. Pan. J- John says teaching a child to say please and thank you takes many attempts, but say shit just once by mistake. I know. Like a cross between, yeah, Eileen says, yeah, I want a granny pan, like a cross between mud and robin shit. Eileen's high. Okay, Discord. Okay, Aunt Masa, okay? The only Discords I'm only on one. And that's Gertrude Perkins. So are you on Gertrude Perkins's? Because that's where I hang out. Okay, you guys. You know, internet is vast. We all know that. There are thousands upon probably hundreds of thousands of YouTube channels, and everybody has their own little neighborhoods that they like. I rarely venture out, beyond, just a few places. But I always play Grampy Lobster's theme song. I call it his theme song. He had many theme songs. Um, oh, check DMs. Okay, Aaron Massa, I will after this. I will check DMs. Um, anyway, Grampy Lobster had a nemesis, and his name was Von Helton. Something Von Helton. Von Helton, stinky. Von Helton. I don't know if you guys know. Anybody who hung out with Grampy knows who Von Helton is, but it's been quite the story, quite the saga, and I've always found it interesting. And then, if you know Todd Malicote, um, yeah, Todd Malicote is King Kong. He he's he's a cool guy. He's been around for some time, and I okay. Anybody heard of Big Larry? Big Larry. Okay, Big Larry. I watched Big Larry too because he's related to Von Helton. Where are they, in Kentucky? Um, and Von's mother died. He's been sponging off his mother all of his life. He's 60 years old now, and his mother passed away um, through fault of Von. Well, she didn't have to pass away so fast, but he ignored her for a couple of days when she was laying on her floor. When he'd go in to raid her fridge, he'd come into her double wide. He lived in the single wide out in the yard. He'd come into and he saw her lying on the floor, and he'd grab his stuff he wanted out of the fridge and go away. And then he'd come back, and he told about this, and she was still there. He just figured she was more comfortable on the floor. After all, she had her pillows down there. Well, they fell off the bed when she fell. Anyway, he left her there. And then finally, he or someone else called the paramedics. Anyway, she passed away. his property went into default. He owed taxes, there were liens. Todd Malacote swooped in and paid Vaughn's liens. Not to in essence, Todd saved Vaughn's properties because, he could be evicted when they're sold. But anyway, I was watching. Okay, Big Larry is Vaughn's cousin. Okay, you guys are gonna get lost in this, I know, but it's my fucking show. Anyway, um, I I tune into Big Larry. Big Larry's on Facebook. I need to reach out to him and say, "Hey, I loved your show," but he was on Big Larry was on for 12 hours, and I didn't pop in until maybe the last couple of hours, and damn, I saw what was happening. He was covering Vaughn. Larry's learned how to share screen and live snipe. Um, so I made a cup of tea and a sandwich, and I sat down and I saw Vaughn and his friend J Dubs. His name is J Dubs. They're good friends. Anyway, J Dubs was drinking and driving and went into a McDonald's, doxed himself, exactly where the McDonald's was, and he apparently kept going out to his car and to pour booze into his McDonald's cup, and he'd come back in and, like, order more food, and so somebody who was viewing called the police, um, and also this guy said he was gonna unalive himself, and the anyway, the police came, and on camera, we saw this fellow get, um, rousted by the cops, and they took him away in an ambulance. I'm assuming they found a gun in his car, open container, and so people were figuring if he was in an ambulance, he might have said something not cool, and so maybe he's gonna be 5150. I don't know. This is just anyway, I ate that stuff up. Anyway, Todd Malacote, yay you. Um, okay, so I am going back. Whenever I'm rambling, I look off into space and I don't look at the chat, so now I'm focused back. Okay, wait a minute. Yeah, Tuba Man delivered Aaron Massa. Yeah, excuse me. Um, yeah, it's yeah, Eileen, Grampy, Chris, and Devon as Stinky. A lot of stuff started with Grampy. Gosh, we go back years. John, Eileen can say shit on my show. You guys can say shit. Shit is one of the nicer words Robin uses that to that. Yeah. Okay, Aaron Massa. Oh, you had childhood friends who used to live in the same county John was cruising through, no kidding? A lot of people knew exactly where he was going. And okay, he's an Uber driver, this J-Dubs, John. Can you imagine? John shows up when you call an Uber. Um, I've been in a couple of really nice Ubers. I mean, nice, where you get in, it smells good, it's immaculate. The driver has a little basket of snacks. Well, mints, cool, yeah. But can you imagine driving with John? Yeah. Oh, Corey. Oh, Corey, you're always in the know, aren't you? Yeah, Todd admitted it. I know he did. Um, okay, John says a friend was saying they wouldn't feel safe on an aircraft if they knew the pilot was a woman. Get out. Really? Well, hey, I'm not going to fly anymore. Excuse me. I have flown. I've flown a lot. um, but I'm not gonna fly anymore. Well, number 1, I don't have the real ID. The last time I got my driver's license, I didn't because yeah, there's yeah, I didn't do it. Didn't do it. Excuse me. But, just the thought of getting on an aircraft, that's way up there in a hollow tube breathing the same air as, the rest of the passengers, and just the thought, "Oh, hell, I'd probably do it." I say that, I'm talking big now, "I'll never fly." Yeah, but I probably would. The last time I flew was my oldest daughter's graduation from cooking school, and that was back when I had a blog, and, um, we rest of it showed up at her graduation in Texas, and I was going around, I was at graduation and saw all these, examples of their cooking skills and their patisserie stuffs, and, it was cool. So I was taking pictures of stuff, and so somebody, in attendance noticed I was taking pictures, and sh they elbowed their friend and said, "She must have a blog," and I did. So I have all these pictures of, but that was the last time I flew. Boy, that's been a long time ago. Yeah. Ever since then, I've taken the train a few times, uh, up the California coast, the California Starliner. I love the train. The train is so neat. They have the club car where, and you can get a little boxed lunch, little beef stick, little cookie, and a beverage, and yeah, you can also buy spirits in the club car. I did that a few times, but I'd come up to LA from North County, San Diego, and uh, loved that trip. I loved it, loved it. I did like almost every weekend. Um, for over the course of almost a year, almost every weekend, until I moved to LA. But, oh gosh, I love the train, and ever since then, it's been, nothing but road trips. That's the only thing I do to travel now is having road trips. I haven't even done that in a long time. Okay, genocide. Okay, so I am Prairie Queen. Don't understand the purpose of Todd calling from another state over J-dubs. Yeah, it's not for us to understand. Excuse me. Excuse me. But, yeah, well, you know, Todd's kind of a gadabout, but he y yeah. Well, he has been for some time, I guess, dangerous to it could be because J-dubs, was very open about driving drunk. So Todd says, "Okay." Okay, John Walkley says, "Jet lag, nature's way of making sure you look like your passport photo." Yeah, uh, yeah, I have an old passport. I tried to get it renewed, because it's expired, and so I went to the passport renewal place, but my name changed from the time I got my passport till now, but I had to prove how I changed my name and why. Well, when I divorced, when you get divorced, you can pick any name you want to. After your divorce, you can go from, first name, maiden name, So I chose my mother's maiden name, because I liked that better than the last name I was born with, because my mother's maiden name it was shorter and less German. Um, so anyway, the passport control people wanted to know, how did you go from maiden name to married name to this third name? And to prove that, I had to have the page of my divorce decree that says that I've gone from this and now I'm this. That page was missing from my packet. So it's somewhere because I had to use that same information to get my Social Security because they wanted to know, okay, how'd you get this name? So that single page of that proof is somewhere. I have a little filing cabinet, so it's somewhere in the jump. It's totally disorganized. Totally. I just cram things in there. There's no rhyme or reason. So one day I will locate that and then put all, but you know what? I don't know if any of you guys have ADHD, and I gotta tell you, I resisted that diagnosis for a very long time. But yeah, once I get started, if I open that little file cabinet, it's just a little two-drawer dealie. I use it for a nightstand. I have a little tablecloth over it and a little hunk of glass to make a have my so if I get into there, my day is gonna be gone because I'm gonna start looking at things and remembering things and reading things and daydreaming about things. Blah. Yeah. And about that ADHD thing, um, I was diagnosed years ago by Kaiser Permanente, and I was having a little rough time toward the end of my marriage, and I sought out psychiatric help and medication. And I went through several, Prozac, uh, not oh, Valium made me a zombie. That lasted about a minute. Prozac. There was another one that starts with a P, and I was didn't go back to the shrink for med check for a while, so I kept upping my dose of Prozac till I was like 90 milligrams. And so but then my skin started changing. If I had an itch and I scratched, instant welt. I could write my name with my fingernail, like on my leg or on my arm. So when I went back to the shrink for a med check, I told him what I'd done. He says, "How much are you taking?" I said, 90 milligrams." He says, "That's the highest dose I've ever seen in my patients." He said, but I told him what was happening. He says, "Yes, it's called dermagraphis." Oh, it has a name. Um, but anyway, I haven't taken antidepressants in a whole lot of years, but he had told me that, attention deficit disorder, and then later when, I had a friend who was a psychologist as a roommate, and she added the H to it, the, ADHD, hyperactivity, and looking back, boy, I was never still. When I was growing up, raising my kids, I was always doing something. There was always a project, always plans, always stuff for the kids, big, elaborate, kept going, 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 going. Um, I never took naps ever. I only started taking naps like recently. God, naps are my friend. Man, there's nothing I love better than a nap, but then now I'm really old. But But heck, yeah, and, getting hyper focused on one thing and then you get distracted and but anyway, I've just, lately been reexamining that whole thing and, it's not like I'm gonna embrace it, but yeah, it fits. It fits. Fits. It's f Okay, it's ADD again. Oh, now they took the H away again? I skin writing. Yeah, it just Okay, so I'm going back. I'm going back. J. Dubs was threatening to kill himself and drive into traffic as Todd felt obligated. Mm, well, or Corey, or just Todd felt like getting him. Yeah. Excuse me. Okay, so John, you're going. Okay, wait a minute. Wait. I read that you're going to Sonora, California in like 10 days. Are you really? Wine country? Sonora. Or is it Sonoma? Isn't Sonora in Mexico? Sonora. Or do you mean like way south? Yeah. You leave in 10 days, something like 14 hours there, going to take our time getting oh, how neat. I love that. You can just meander and ramble and oh god, I love that. Who all's going? The whole fam or just you and Renee? Who all's going? God, I ho are you gonna document it? Are you gonna take lots of are you gonna take vids? Are you gonna take lots of shots that you can share? No, wine for more okay, it's an hour east of Stockton. Oh, okay. Just you and Renee, how fun. Do you do you know where you're gonna stop? Oh, no photos? Asshole. I want pictures. I'll ask Renee. No use asking you. It's an hour east of Stockton. It's not wine country. Huh. Do you sort of know where you're gonna stop on the way, or are you just gonna play it by ear? Oh, Mount Shasta and the redwoods. Oh, hell, okay, now I know. Yeah, I've been to the redwoods once, stood by the, what, General Sherman tree, had my picture taken. You're not gonna do those pictures? Asshole. Take pictures. We wanna see them. Excuse me. So, I don't know if you guys, know who Rev and Shanny are, Shanny for Christ. I used to be a part of a group, God, years ago that, were kinda critiquing Rev and Shanny, and yeah, that's it. I got a case of the don't wanna anymores, um, mm, yeah, but, Rev and Shanny, I guess, got cucked. They somebody ordered I guess Jason has a wish list on Amazon for toys like an airsoft there's something called an airsoft gun. I don't know if it's a pellet gun or a BB gun, but somebody he really, really wanted it because he left it at G-Man's house. Any of you guys who don't know what I'm talking about, just, go get a sandwich or something because, um, somebody ordered it on Amazon, and when you order something, in certain cases on a wish list, it'll take away the item. So the item was missing, which means somebody put it in their cart. That'll remove it from the lineup of the wish list. Um, and so Rev was just so excited that he was going to get his airsoft pistol. And then it didn't happen, because you don't have to hit checkout if you put something in your basket. Yeah, so and I don't know if you empty your basket, if it goes back on a wish list. I'll have to play around with that and see if that happens. But yeah, so Rev was sorely disappointed, and Rev now has bleached hair, Shanny bleached streaks. Rev looks so much like Christopher Nolan. Is that his name? Back to the Future looks exactly like him, the same wild eyes with the dark coloring around him. Boy, it's the best, uh, unintentional imitation of him. Okay, so I'm going Mount Sha I rather enjoy moments, enjoy the moment. Well, I'm not talking about documenting. You mean you guys aren't gonna say, "Let me get a picture of you standing in front of this big old bear carved out of" you don't do that? John, don't be such a puss. Christopher Lloyd. Thank you. Okay, John, you're forgiven for being a poopy head. Christopher Lloyd. That's what Rev looks like. Um, yeah, Corey, I know. Yeah. Christopher Lloyd. That's right. Um, okay, doesn't he, Mrs. Muddock? Yeah, yeah. And then, okay, then switching gears, then boy, once you, I also keep up with this isn't a reaction channel. I don't want to do that, but I just eat up reaction channels. I have my favorites, and I watch all the people who are covering Foodie Beauty or Chantal, and Foodie Beauty is back in Kuwait. She flew to Bangkok, Thailand, because every 3 months, because of the type of visa she's on, it has to be renewed every 3 months, and you have to do that out of the country. Then you can come back and stay for another 3 months. Well, this is the second time she was in Bangkok, except this time she went alone. I don't know why she didn't go over to Phuket and go do. Gosh, I know people who have gone on vacation in Thailand, and there are amazing things to see and do. Um, she was there for a month, and she hardly did anything. Well, she went to 7-Eleven, and she did do a couple of things. Went on a couple of rides, but anyway, now she's back in Kuwait. She got very sick, but she's back in Kuwait, perky and happy as a clam. And if you guys don't know the story, she broke up with this fellow who, well, they weren't even an item, but anyway, she was when I think Plenty of Fish. Is that still her? I think she went up, and so she said, and she's been talking to Middle Eastern men. She wanted a Middle Eastern man. And so she said she went to bed one night, posted her phone number, and the next morning she got a message from a gent named Salah. Salah. And they started talking. And like the next month, she was flying there because they were flirting and stuff. And he says, "You'll come to Kuwait. We can get married." And she was all so. Anyway, she gave him a whole lot of money because she was making like $20,000 a month on YouTube. And so okay, she had admitted to giving him $9,000 Canadian. Okay. She admitted to that. And then she started, but she did. So she went over there, and they sort of lived together, sort of. But anyway, she's back in Kuwait buying Timu clothing. You guys, okay, Timu. I've ordered things from Timu, but if I ever do it again, I'm gonna restrict it to things that aren't clothing, aren't yeah, because okay, because of, it's been, we're getting out of summer here, but I thought, "Boy, I don't have a lot of money, so but I wanna have some light a thing to sleep in," so I ordered a couple of these really cheap, like A-line dress things, sleeveless, plain, um, to sleep in. Just, little see one was $3.97. This is a dress, and the other one was $4 and some odd cents. Anyway, when I got them, they are the cheapest. fabric you can imagine. No tags, uh, machined seams, non-breathable flat weave, meaning non-stretchy material. The designs are really pretty. One was a blue and turquoise and cream color, big feathers covering a pattern, and the other one was like geometric. And I got them in extra large. I'm a little tiny person, okay, a little tiny old lady, but I got them extra large because, Temu. Because I've seen Foodie Beauty order stuff and they're way too small. So anyway, I get them, and they just barely fit my little skinny old lady wrinkled form, and they're ew. The feel of that fabric, and yes, I tried it on without washing it because, I have to send my laundry out. But yeah, so one I just and they're not even good for rags. It used to be, like a t-shirt would wear out. And, everything used to be in cotton. You could, like, cut up a t-shirt and use it for rags, you know? You can't use these Temu dresses for rags. They're non-absorbent, they're slicky, sleazy feeling. Um, yeah, so Temu. But I got what did I get from Temu? I got for 99 cents, no, 79 cents, I got a little teeny brass frog. Little teeny, because I have a little brass collection, look, and a little teeny brass praying mantis. Now that kind of stuff, and, there's no charge for shipping. Get out, so but it sounds like such a good deal, and their website is vast, and it's so alluring, and I had went down this rabbit hole so many times with Temu, but, buyer beware, caveat emptor. No such thing as caveat vendor, caveat emptor. But yeah, but I love my little frog and my little praying mantis. Did I tell you guys? I probably did, but I'm old and I've forgotten. I have these 2 plumeria plants. Years ago, my office mate brought me a surprise cutting from her niece's giant plumeria tree. Her niece moved in with she had this plumeria tree in a pot. It's huge, and so she cut off a hunk of her plumeria. Anyway, it's been growing. I sliced off one of its branches, stuck it in the ground, it rooted, so now I have these 2 big, leafy, shiny, glorious plumeria plants out in front of my apartment, and they've bloomed a few times, and, they're sending up I don't know what you call those things where the flower, they're not buds, they're bracts, I don't know. But anyway, I can hardly wait for, plumeria season. This is way off, but I've been doing speed balls of Miracle Grow to both of these plumerias because I went away for about a week and I came back and oh my God, I thought they were dead because I didn't leave any instructions with my neighbor to, turn the hose on them. I could have, but I forgot. I thought they'd be fine. But anyway, uh, so this is not the regular time for plumerias to be ready to bloom, um, because here it is, it's gonna be October. What? Day after tomorrow. Anyway, I was out there, admiring, and sometimes I might talk to my plants. I might. I talk to my plants saying, "Hey, pretty, how you doing?" Just, yeah, yeah, I talk to my fucking plants. Anyway, there was a praying mantis on my plant, on my plumeria, the one I call Patricia. Okay, no, that one's Patience. Or is that Patricia? That's Patience. The the other one, the original one is called Patricia. My next one is called Patience because I almost killed her because you're supposed to let them scar over when you get a cutting. let the cut end scar over, and then you put it in rooting compound. You can take your chances and just stick it in soil and water it. But I used Manuka honey for rooting, so I did a little dip in the Manuka honey. Well, the Manuka honey wasn't any good after that because I dipped a plant butt in it. But anyway, I have a baby praying mantis on one of my plumerias, and that I love praying mantises. They scare the poop out of me because they're kind of like, you know, they they want to get you, like they've got their little legs ready to like, and then when they turn their heads and look at you, and then somebody told me they're really not looking in your face like I think their eyes are drilling into mine. Somebody said they're really not. Okay, wait a minute. Okay, so I'm scrolling back, looking at the chat. Okay, wait a minute. Eileen Ebony says the message she put out was he wanted a green card and salad bitter fat. That's funny. Okay, so Draven called a welfare check on Rev over the BB. Oh, really? Interesting. Huh. Okay, Mrs. Mudduck, you bought 2 dresses from Wish. Oh, yeah, Wish is another one. I I I too have ordered from Wish. One of them fell apart. Hand wash, that might not have made any difference, Mrs. Mudduck. Okay, Corey says, "One of the ladies I mod for gets all kinds of tops and dresses and wigs from Temu. They are all nice." Well, good on her. Yeah, good. Okay, Rabbit Old Bat. Oh, yeah, Rabbit Old Bat is a cutie. There are a lot of reaction channels that are just cool, but, like I said, I got a case of the don't want us. I don't participate much. I have my favorites that I watch, you know. Okay, Rabbit Old Bat. Yeah, well, hey, good, cool. Yeah, and Draven's Crypt. Huh. Yeah, Draven. One of these days I should like look up Draven's Crypt. He's mentioned me a couple of times. And I want to say, hey, got any questions? Because he had asked somebody about me one time and I was marginalized. Um, yeah, I'm just this old lady who used to hang out in somebody's chat, who used to send people things. True, but that wasn't the whole story now, was it? Yeah, there were some close, tight friendships. Yeah, but if you sin against your master, you get banned, blocked, derided, and videos made about you. Yep. Yeah, I sinned. I sinned against my master. But, the joke is, well, there's no joke. But anyway, one of these days, if I feel like it, I'm going to say, hey, Drave, you want to talk? If I can, but I, beyond this few moments with you guys, I might not even give a shit. Okay, so, oh, he's not held in high. I know. That's why, you know, but other people suck up to him. Oh, Mrs. Muddock, you were banished forever. Huh. Yeah. Oh, Lordy, I was banished. Oh, boy, was I banished, derided, and then you guys some of you don't know what I'm talking about, but then after all that flap, I just in a panic, fled, and I, you know, unfriended everybody, and, uh, and then there were a couple people I refriended and said, "Hey, sorry about that," but, that was I was just, getting as far away as I could from a place where I used to be part of a trio, um, but anyway, that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Okay, boy, forever. Oh, Mrs. Muddock, I'm so sorry. Aw. Okay, wait a minute. It's disgusting how fireworks are being let off so early, it's not even Thanksgiving Day yet. One of the neighborhood cats is scared and hiding under my Christmas tree. John, you are such a hoot. Uh, uh, boy, day after tomorrow is Halloween month, and I think I'm really gonna get out my Halloween decorations. I've got them all in my linen closet up on the shelves. Um, yeah, and the thumbnail for today, that's part of my, like, autumn decorations. It's a trio of these l the yeah, I got where did I get them? I got them at Marshall's one year, God, years ago, 15, 20 years ago. Anyway, that's part of my decor. The girl figure is puking into a into a pumpkin bucket. Yeah, so that's part of my but huh, I used to have a Halloween tree somewhere, with those little clay, um, Halloween decorations. I used to have one, but I haven't seen it in years. Mrs. Muddock, boy, yeah, forever. Forever is like forever. Okay, John in the chat is asking, what's the difference between erotic and perverse? Exotic, okay. Erotic is using a feather, and perverse is using the whole chicken. Ah, that's funny. Well, boy, huh, you were banned. Oh, too so sad. Too bad, so sad. John is our, resident dad joke expert. Cover your wee ears, Mrs. There is feather talk. That's too funny. Oh, that's another thing. I just wanted to just one last thing about my banning and being, maligned and hated and made fun of. Um, just prior to my cardinal sin, my mortal sin against my master, one of one of the okay, the one of one of the other people in the trio, a musician, sent me his entire catalog of piano CDs. There were about 10, 12 of them. He made CDs, they're labeled, they're for, for every occasion, for every genre. Yeah, he just before so I'm really of course, who plays CDs anymore, but my television will play, um, a CD. I can play, it's got a CD slot, so I can play music or movies or anything. Um, but yeah, I'm really pleased to have them, because he's really good. He taught, he played organ at the church. Yeah, so enough about that. Oh, you have a CD player? Yeah, that's the first time you've heard me laugh. Hmm, well, say something funny and I'll laugh. Otherwise, I'm, you know, sad fuck. Okay, yeah, I do. I used to have a CD player, but boy, all the times I've moved, God, I used to have a lot of electronics, and then I inherited a lot of electronics. I inherited a surround sound system, jeez, with these 3-foot tall speakers, and it had woofers and tweeters, and I had mid-range, and they were left to me, um, and just all these tape decks, and so the only thing I have left, I take that back. I do have a CD player. It's in my bedroom and it has a CD changer in it. Okay, never mind. Well, I just told a big fat whacker. Uh, yeah, I do have a CD. I should pull them out and just play them as background music as it serenades my day. I only opened one. All the rest of them are still sealed, and I should get them out and just pop them in one at a time or and, have them as my background music. Oh, yeah, John says, "Turning down the car radio is not going to make you less lost." That's not true, John. I always turn down the car radio. Even, like, when turning into my street, it's like I have to have the car radio off in order to turn into my gate. It's always helped me. Yeah. Okay, Corey says she reads 2 to 3 books a week. Boy, I used to devour books, and so many times and I never used to throw a book away, never, it was sacred. I never used to throw them away. I kept and then, you just start getting so many books and not enough shelves, and then you go to boxes, and I probably gave well, because I inherited a lot of books too, because they were also a reader, avid reader. Um, yeah, I probably gave a few hundred books away. And, the last batch, there was a couple hundred all at one time when I moved, uh, here where I am now. Yeah, a lot of books. And now all of my books, the only books I own are in one bookcase, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 shelves, and they're my most beloved books. Kept them. Yeah, books by friends too. Um, books from way back, a couple of science fiction. And the bottom shelf is mostly cookbooks. I've got some real old ones. And then, yeah, novels. May Sarton at 70, one of my favorites. Uh, yeah, of course, all the Gibrons. Yeah, I read my first Gibran when I was in high school. Yeah, and, The Prophet. Who hasn't read The Prophet? God, it was such a thing in the '60s, you read The Prophet. Yeah, we all did. We all quoted it. Any art students used to, like, illustrate stuff relating to Gibran. Yeah. I have all of Omniarus's books too. He used to send me his galleys to proofread. Huh, I'm keeping them. I have 2 copies of Piggy. I think I ordered another copy when I was really supporting him. Hmm, anyway, I've got all those. He's a good writer. Yeah. Okay, so wait a minute. I'm scrolling back to catch up. You listened. You know, mm, I I have never tried audiobooks. Never. Never tried audiobooks. Okay, let me see what I'm looking. Okay, so Eileen, you forget to listen to music too. I listen to Cobra's Cantina and piss in a box. Ah, yeah, I used to. Okay, uh, the late friend that I was talking about that I inherited all the stuff. She was an audiophile, and she used to think in terms of music. And she was a musician, singer. Um, yeah, and there was always music. You go to her house, there was always music, um, forever. And you know, okay, so your favorite book is Jonathan Livingston Seagull. I read that book. Oh, John. Yeah, Corey, you give tons. Yeah, I gave 300 books to the UCLA Women's Library. And they made a shelf, an area in the UCLA Women's Library with my late friend's name on a little brass label. Yeah. Okay, so I'm scrolling up, see what you're into history, Oklahoma history. Ah, y- yeah, I like our local history too. We have a here in California, we have a lot of Mexican history, Hispanic history, native, indigenous folks, the Gabrielinos, the Tongvas, the Chumash. Uh, yeah, I have some old friends from way back who are indigenous Native Americans. Yeah. And when my kids were little, we used to go to powwows and stuff because my kids have a drop of Wisconsin Indian blood, Menominee. So we were enrolled in the Title IV and had after school classes and activities related to uh, indigenous folks. And we used to go to powwows. My late husband's brother um, was always participated in drum circles. Uh, God, those are thrilling. Drum circles. I used to love the powwows, and it ain't just the fry bread, but gosh, sometimes that could bring tears to your eyes. The dancing and the bells and the feathers and the drums. I You can just get carried away. Those were neat days. Those were fun powwows. But yeah, a lot of history here. Our missions, where damn those missions, they used indigenous folks to build them, and they weren't treated very well. And yeah, so we have that blot. Um, okay, so I'm Cornwell, Kathy Reichs, and Ruth Tyndall, and Agatha Christie. Oh God, I used to devour Agatha Christie. Yes, yes. Agatha Christie was probably my favorite uh, mystery book, and she kept coming out with them. There was like an endless supply of Agatha Christie. I ate up everything she did. Okay, John says once you've read Ruth Rendell book, you've read them all. Oh God, Eileen. Eileen's going for your ankles, John. Run! Run, John, run! Uh, so, does anybody know if anything's going on related to the Von Helton saga or John's arrest? God, I can hardly wait. I know, Secular Opinion's probably gonna report on it. God, I love Secular Opinion. Also, oh god, I can't think of his name, but all those guys that were Grampy's friends, who I met through Grampy Lobster. Um, God, Lulscow Productions, I can't no. Okay, Secular Opinion, all those guys. I haven't seen Brad Silverdog in a really long time. Has anybody heard from Brad Silverdog? God, that is a voice, you guys. Brad Silverdog, if you know who I'm talking about, you know, there's a voice for you. Yeah. Yeah, okay, so okay, nobody needs to go for a run. Nobody ever, unless they're being chased by a bear, of course. Excuse me. Eileen says, "You don't follow Vaughn closely. It seems he can set up a payment plan and be fine, but he's flipping out saying they're making him homeless." Well, um, he's not interested in making a payment plan. He was expecting John to keep rescuing him. John kept sending him money and sending him money and sending him money, but now John has been taken out of circulation. So, kind of, it's all kind of, I wouldn't wish that on anybody, really, not even Vaughn. I got no beef with Vaughn, but yeah, it's just, of course, I'm caught up in it, but I don't think Todd would do any harm. I do not think, and I think probably I don't know, he might offer Vaughn a deal because, in essence, Todd has rescued. Didn't have to, but that was a rescue of sorts. But I'm looking forward to it. I have nothing to do for the rest of the day, except I should clean out my refrigerator. Something's smelling kind of funny in there. So I've got to look. There's there's not that much in it, but uh, mm, oh boy, old soup with a lid. The lid won't protect you for long. But I just open my fridge. Not so fresh in there. So I'll probably wind up doing that today. Taking out my trash, going out front to look for another praying mantis. Okay. Okay, wait a minute. Oh, yeah, Corey. Yeah, he got the 32,000. Yeah. Yeah, they talked about that. Boy, lots of people keep up with the Vaughn. Yeah, who else was Grampy? Okay, StreamYard just announced, because I broke back to the free version of StreamYard when I retired. But StreamYard just announced that you can add more clips for free to your lineup, your backstage thing. You can add shorts. So I'm gonna start adding shorts that I can play. And I've learned how to do live stream sniping, so I might be doing that. I don't know. Excuse me. But I wanted to show up today just to, talk to you guys. And okay, I just lost somebody. Um, oh no, somebody came back. Give me a thumbs up if you have a mind to. Is Dex still here? Probably not. He was here at the beginning. Why don't pandas wear socks? Because they got bare feet. John. John is an endless source. He is a wellspring of dad jokes and corny jokes. You gotta love him. So, John, are you and Eileen ever going to meet face to face? Oh, I didn't say that. Did I say that out loud? Okay, never mind. I used to know some co God, I cannot remember a joke to save my life. I remember one, and it was about good old Dimwitty Scotch, but I can't tell a joke. I can't remember jokes. I cannot tell. I can't remember jokes. They've got bare feet. I'm still reading that comment. You can meet in the Isle of Man. Ah, th wouldn't that be cool if you guys could go grab a cuppa and talk seagulls and cats and stuff? You guys, Eileen has the most gorgeous cats. She's got one orange, are they torties? Tabby and then medium hair, and then she's got this gorgeous long-haired gray cat. And so there's Chaz. Oh, wait a minute, John. That's halfway to the USA. Are you shitting me? I don't know exactly where the Isle of you know, American education, I don't know, maybe because I was a bad student. Chaz and Ellie, yes. Thanks, John. They are the and Eileen has this great camera. Its colors are so vivid and beautiful. I just it's like eye food. Yeah, but anyway, those cats are simply beautiful, and they stay right around. They don't run away or anything. Oh God, Eileen, did I tell you? My neighbor, my best neighbor here, Kathy, her little Charlotte, her tiny cat Charlotte, small of stature. She was like, God, more than 10 years old. Charlotte, she lost her. She had to have her put down. I don't remember telling you that, Eileen. Yeah, I have pictures of her, Kathy and Charlotte. Um, but she had to have her put down a few months ago, and she's still not over it because that was her pal. They were partners in life, Kathy and Charlotte, and she lost her. And I have gently encouraged her to perhaps think about getting another cat. I think she needs one. You know, if I if I were more bold and were out and about, I would like bring one home to her, you know. And I gently suggested, hey, we should maybe go to the shelter sometime if we don't have a thing to do. Yeah, because we go out and about, go to lunch and stuff. Um, she bought the last few times. God, I'll never be able to pay her back. Anyway, yeah. So I think she needs another cat. I do. Yeah, I hope. Same one as Shani Samsung. Wait a minute. Really? It's a s real do I have a Samsung? I don't know what mine is. It says Verizon. So I'm about to go to this free phone program. It's for old people here, where I live, California. Uh, you can get free unlimited text messaging and calls, and I think it's like for $7 a month. Well, I pay $78 a month for my Verizon. Holy shit. So, okay, this company sent me a SIM card that you pop into your phone, and then, they're some of those phones are sealed up really good, and they don't really wanna give you access, so my daughter got me this professional toolkit. I think it was only $9, but it has all these wonderful miniature tools, and I'm so even glad to have to get into phones. It has little tongs and tweezers and pointy things and little tiny screwdrivers and yeah, all that. It's a wonderful little SIM card pokey things to release your SIM card from your anyway. So I got into this phone. I wrecked the first one that I tried, because who doesn't have a lot of old cell phones? I wrecked the first one because I got it stuck in there and couldn't get it out, even with these fancy tools. So I had this other phone, but it's a Verizon issued phone. So I put the chip in it, I put the SIM card in it, but I turn it on and here comes Verizon. Welcome to Verizon. No, no, no. So it automatically is, it goes because it's a Verizon phone. So I found out that I have to untether it from Verizon in order for the chip to be totally mine and I can, do what phone number anyway. So I have it bookmarked how to untether your phone. So, okay, that's what I'm going to be doing today. I'm going to untether this phone because my Verizon bill is already due. So here comes $78 out of my Social Security. But then when I cancel Verizon, I'll get a little back. But so that's what I'm going to do today. I'm going to untether this old phone of mine that only has one camera. The camera that I'm giving up, that I cracked the case on, has 3 cameras. Mwah. But anyway, for free, I'm going to use this old phone with the only one camera. I'll get over it. So anyway, that's gonna be my day. Okay, so I am going to you have a Samsung A35. I don't know the cameras are good. Chaz is very bright and photogenic. Ellie is too. I think she's part Nibelung. 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 I remember there was a singing duo called Bud and Travis. God, I think they only made 2 albums, Bud and Travis. God, they were so good. They covered a lot of the Kingston Trio's songs, but they were during their patter. They talked about Victorian people suffered from straight back chairs and nibelungs. Nibelungs and straight back chairs. Victorian people suffered from those. Von Beardo. Hey, Von Beardo. Hey, y'all. You want a wrench? Von Beardo. Where do I know you've been here before, but where do I know you from originally, Von Beardo? You said hi. Hi, sweetie Petey. Huh. You know what? As a channel owner, I can go to channel. I'm checking you out. And Crinkle Heart. Oh my God, you did Crinkle Heart 3 months ago. Your first attempt at a song. I'm looking at your channel, Von Beardo. The Boglin King, an artistic collab between myself and Vera LaDouche. That's your homepage. Bye, 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 but more funkier. God, you're darling. Did you cover Creep? God, I love Creep so much. I love it so, so much. I'm just okay, so Smells Like Teen Spirit, but different. Von Beardo, I'm gonna check you out more. Justice for Steve Irwin. Okay, I'm checking you out, Von Beardo. You don't have just making songs and having fun. I'm gonna sub. Well, how cute are you? I just subbed to all. Aw, neat. That's great. Uh, okay. Oh, you're that's right, you're Corey's friend. And Eileen. Yeah. The Nebelung is a pedigree breed of domestic cat. Nebelungs have long bodies, wide-set green eyes, long dense fur, and mild disposition. Okay, the Russian blue, but with long fur. Huh. So the Victorian folks died from long-haired cats and straight back chairs. I love it. Okay, and Von Beardo does indeed have a beard. My son-in-law has a beard. Yeah, my son-in-law has a beard. I would love to put beads in it, make cornrows and put beads. I don't think he'd let me. The fleas killed the Victorians. Ah, Nibelungs and straight back chairs together killed the Victorians. Isn't that funny? Bud and Travis. Um, if anybody cares who Bud and Travis were, they made the college circuit back in the 60s, you know, and they were really good. They cover a song, Malagueña. Not the classical Malagueña, but Malagueña Salerosa. It is absolutely perfect. That was the first time I'd ever heard it, and, I haven't heard anything that good since. Bud and Travis. Bud DeShiel and Travis Bud DeShiel and Travis. I can't remember his last name. Bud and Travis. Yeah, they were okay, so John Walkley says, "I could get a lot done if there were more than 2 hours in a day," says Cats. I know, because there has to be, hours for naps. Yeah. So, I don't know, you guys wanna talk about anything? Mm-mm. I'm about done. I'm about to close this case and go about my business. God, it's almost 1:30. Shit. And I've talked about absolutely nothing. We've accomplished nothing here. We've solved no problems. We've gossiped. Boy, one of my somebody said, gossip is as bad as killing somebody. Well, I've been guilty of gossip plenty. I don't like to do it so much anymore. Doesn't feel good. Um, yeah, gossip is great. Yeah, gossip. Yes, not saying I totally avoid it, but yeah, character flaw. Yeah, bad, bad character flaw. Okay, yeah, we'll gossip. You can come here and gossip with me. Yeah, my late friend Jiggy hated gossip. So does his mom. Jiggy wouldn't have it. And I abided by that, and I still try to, but Jiggy was absolutely against gossip, and he was just there for the comments. God, I miss him. I miss Jiggy, I miss Scrampy Lobster. Um, oh, thanks. Thanks, Corey, and thanks for being here. Yeah, yeah. My pals. Von Beardo, do you want a wrench? I can't remember if you answered me. You want a wrench? Oh, Eileen, you see it as an info exchange. Yeah, when two people. God, okay. Well, my other neighbor, Mrs. Jetson, Jane Jetson, she's she has all the poop here where we live. in this apartment complex. She'll call me with all the dirt, and sometimes it's enhanced and embroidered a bit. And after all these years, recently I've been calling her on it and saying, "What do you mean?" Or "Really?" Or "How do you know?" Yeah, because sometimes I get short-tempered and I just, sometimes you just get up to here. Um, the phone rings and you answer it. "Hey, you want the latest?" Excuse me. One of these times I'm gonna say, "No." "Oh, oh, you're happy to be wrenchless? Okay." I know I don't have to, but, I figure nobody a wrench or everybody a wrench, all or nothing. In for a penny, in for a pound. Okay, standard moderator, safe. Okay, now I look over at the chat and I see a sea of blue. It's a glorious thing. A sea of blue. Well, I think I'm gonna in oh, aren't you? Oh, Von Beardo, you look so nice in blue. Wait, what kind of food is that? Oh, thank you for asking, because I was gonna thank you for asking. Um, the f You mean on my avatar? That food? It's called Bierox, and my kids love b I started making them when they were real little because I learned from, um, my mother-in-law. One of my mothers-in-law, I had 2 of them. The stepmother-in-law. I liked her better. But she, was from where was she from? Placida. Was she Dutch? I can't but, uh, Bavarian. I can't remember, but these are Bierox, and what they are is a filled bread. I use a yeast bread dough, a batter bread dough, and I have had this one, it's called batter bread, batter rolls. And I've used it for bread, for rolls, biscuit, and well, not biscuit rolls, cinnamon rolls. It's so versatile, and I make bierox. And bierox it's a meat filling. You uh, fry up mince, as you guys call it, Eileen, but fry up hamburger, break it up real teeny. Fry it up, and you add like shredded cabbage, onion, a little shredded carrot, cook it all up. Sometimes I have added a little touch of Bovril. I don't know if you guys know what Bovril is, or kitchen bouquet to brown it. But you just let it, and a teeny, teeny, teeny bit of flour toward the end and you don't drain it. You don't drain the hamburger, even if you got cheap meat. Leave the fat in there. But a little bit of flour as it's finishing cooking. Stir it, stir it, stir it. It starts to thicken, which is perfect. You roll out portions of bread dough, sort of thin. The last ones I made when I was at my daughter's house, the bread was I didn't roll them thin enough, and it was like they came out huge because you let it rise twice. On the second rise, they got side to side. They bunched up against each other. They were huge, but they were beautiful. Um, but anyway, you roll it out really thin into a circle, and you put meat in there. I used to just fold them over and seal the edges and bake them. But I saw another way where you put it in the center. You gather them up like a Chinese dumpling and flip it over so that the gathered up part is on the bottom. But anyway, when you're making the bread dough, the yeast batter, you let it rise in the bowl, and then you punch it down, and then uh, make all your individual things. I'm rubbing my hands together. You can't see it, but you roll out and then you put it, the assembled, created bierox on a cookie sheet. Cover them with a light towel in a warm place and let it rise a second time. And then you pop it in the oven for, God, I think, what, 35 minutes, 40 minutes. 350. Anyway, they come out beautiful and golden, and then when they're still warm, you brush the top with butter. Sometimes if I have different fillings, I'll have plain with just the regular brioches, and then I will add barbecue sauce to maybe add another cookie sheet of them, and so I'll sprinkle seeds on the tops so I can tell the difference. But they are really, really good. Talk about your comfort food, and you can eat them for days. You can put them in the fridge, pull them out. You can eat them cold. You can like nuke them just really quick, wrap them up in foil, and quick heat them in the oven or the microwave. Delish, and you can serve them with like horseradish sauce. Um, delish mustard. Um, Mayonnaise, you can have all kinds of condiments for dipping or spreading it on it. Yeah, they're called bierox. They're from Grandma Ceda, Ceda. Yeah, but one of the best things, best recipes. Yeah, they're bierox, and they're fun to make, and you'll be popular in the neighborhood. Okay, so I'm looking up. Yeah, it is. Okay, does Bovril taste like OXO? Yeah, yeah, can be interchanged. Do you have Biscoff in the USA? Yeah, Bovril before bone broth. I don't know what Biscoff is. All they eat is maple syrup derivatives. Your dad drank Bovril like tea. Yeah. Are they similar to Runzas? I don't know what that is. Huh. So you know what? So recently, because it's the end of the month and staples are getting skimpy, I ran out of sugar, white sugar, and pff, my doctor told me that I really shouldn't have sugar because sugar. But I have sugar in my coffee or my tea every single day, and I ran out of white sugar, and I'm also out of coffee and cream. So I've been making tea, you know. Oh, thank goodness for tea bags. So I've been making tea, and I've, always have a box of brown sugar. So I've been using light brown sugar in my tea, and it's pretty good. You know, I'm just glad to have it. But yeah, brown sugar. So in a pinch, now I know I can always use brown sugar. Yeah, but it takes more. I'll have a couple teaspoons in my coffee of white sugar. Brown sugar, it takes like 4 to get to the sweetness level. Yeah, I know. Oh, you know what I can't do? Honey. John, I tried. Can't really do much honey because of the enzymes. I react a little bit. Oh, since foodie has left, the sea level has risen. That's funny. Huh. Yeah, so I wonder how okay, jumping around again because, ADD, uh, Saleh thought he was going to get a green card. They thought it was gonna be a slam dunk for her to go over to Kuwait. Okay, she's been there almost 2 years, you guys. Go over to Kuwait. They do whatever marriage that would yeah, but they can't she can't bring him there, and I can't remember exactly why. I don't know if he can't get a proper visa or well, and since they're not really married, they can't get married, I understand, really, they can't, and there are different levels of marriage. There are temporary marriages, to get for the convenience of, like, itinerant workers, There are different types of and they have the least, um, legit, marriages. You know, they go to the courthouse and they sign things and they get a thing that says, "Okay, you're married." So, otherwise, they couldn't live together in the same thing, and she can't even be in the country unless as a single female traveler and take up residence unless she has a husband. So he's her husband in quotes. And so, but I know somebody nailed down exactly why. But number one, I know she's going to get nailed for tax evasion because she and bankruptcies and stuff. And she never paid taxes on her $20,000 a month YouTube money. So she would be facing that going back there. So I don't know if they would let her in with a Kuwaiti husband. I don't know, but he's not coming. He's not coming. Unless perhaps Corey, if you step up and say, "Hey, dude, come on over, I'll get you a green card." You know, he needs another Canadian connection. It ain't gonna be it ain't gonna be Foodie. Okay, Kuwait looks like a shithole from what Foodie I know well, they are in, itinerant worker, uh, apartments. There is a whole area where they are that's just building after building of itinerant workers, and that's where they are, and of course, it's not gonna be in, a spiffy part of town because it's minimal cost. Some of those places are provided by the employers, and, supposedly Salah has, um oh, Corey, come on, girl. What else do you have to do, besides get an illegal husband that wants all of your money? Yes, Eileen, she's she's described it as luxury ocean view apartments. I know because she could see the ocean from her window. Yeah, oceanfront. Yeah, she called it oceanfront. And it's just, there's just dirt and concrete and more dirt and wind and heat and yeah, it's for poor people. Not poor people, itinerant people. Yeah. Oh, Corey, so she can come home? Well, she did before, she did make the trip home before, where she just stayed in her car because her mom would not allow her to do that shit in her house. So Foodie had to broadcast, from her car. That got old after a while because she wants to sit and stink and make box mountains and order in. How inconvenient for her, and she can't really afford to get a place. Oh, that's the whole thing. She can't get a place because she did it on Pete's, credit or his, history. So she really can't get her place unless she goes for Pete's again, which likely she would. It costs more to live there, and she's showing the trolls by being with Salah. She will never give up Salah. I mean, you know, she has never been able to say she has a husband. Nobody ever really proposed. I think she was engaged to Pete's, but yeah, yeah, it does cost more, and she doesn't have the reserves. She, you know, spent everything she made. Well, I should talk. I did that too. That's why I'm where I am now. Um, oh yeah, Pete's doesn't count. Yeah, yeah, the fact that yeah, they they bumped uglies doesn't matter either. Oh God, I said that out loud. Um, yeah, she will never give Salah up. For her to be away from him, he would have to do the call because she's hanging on to. She's married. She's married. She's married. She's married, and she loves her status. God truly can't blame her. She never had that before. She was always, she was mistreated. Um, she, guys have been mean to her, except BB. BB was just such a regular, normal guy, and he had enough. They were together for all those years. Remember? I remember. Yeah, yeah. Oh, I know. Oh, Eileen. Plus, she would. Well, she she Natter is still in her heart. She never got over Natter. In fact, this whole Salah thing was was to stick it to Natter, but Natter didn't give a shit. He was glad, you know, but it was all to show Natter, "See, somebody wants me." The fact that she had to pay for him, but then she paid for Natter too. She paid for his apartment, paid for his drugs, paid for so this is really no different, except now she's wearing her wedding ring, and she will, you know, good on her. Yay, yay, foodie. Yay, cutie. Yeah, healthcare. I don't get it, Corey. Even like when she was in Bangkok, she really didn't go fix what was wrong, and Lord knows what she really was sick with there. Could have been her diet, could have been she forgot to take her Betus medication. So much salt. Do you guys watch Sansa Cooks? That's another channel I watch is Sansa Cooks. She goes over the macros in all the stuff that foodie eats. It's fascinating, and she shows you at the end of her research, what all these dishes contain. The calories, the fats, the sodium, the all that protein. I love Sansa Cooks. Yeah, yeah. Gosh, yeah, Corey. I wish we had your healthcare, Canadian healthcare. Yeah. Uh, it's not good. I have, healthcare. Yeah, I always had healthcare, like, through my kid's dad and then through my own, devices, and, my boss had healthcare for my late boss, my last boss had and now I have, Medicare, which is not bad. I joined something called SCAN Health Plan, and there are no premiums, and they're great. I've gone for lab tests. I was hospitalized, uh, when I had my UTI, and, I have not gotten a bill. How great is that? Being old and being poor ain't bad if you live long enough to retire and take, Medicare. And, there is Medi-Cal, there's something called Medi, you have Medicare, Medi-Cal, but my Social Security doesn't let me join, uh, the Medi-Cal part of it, except I do get food stamps via a Medi-Cal program. Yeah, and we got a raise. My food allowance is now it's gone from $33 a month, woo, to 56. So when I get my CalFresh, my food stamps, well, it's like a little debit card to your CalFresh, but you can only use it for food. Um, but dang, it's $56, so I'm going to be getting that card loaded. They do it remotely um, in 7 days, and woohoo! I have my Amazon Fresh list and I keep going in and revising it. I have, like, this list of groceries that okay, I gotta remember to add sugar now that, um yeah, and I keep going in and changing my mind and revising it. It's such good fun. tell me your life is boring without telling me your life is boring. Yeah, I keep revising my Amazon grocery list, the Amazon Fresh, and, I have a friend here, uh, we've been friends online for years. She lives in New York, upstate New York, and she with their weather and stuff, slogging out to grocery shop and stuff, and I said, "Have you tried Amazon Fresh? God, that would save you so much," and, if you're a member of Amazon Prime, there's no service charge. You just your groceries and then a tip, but Amazon has such cheap food that when you tip your delivery person, it's not that much of a big deal, but she didn't understand, and I need to go back and explain to her. She says, "I don't order from Amazon Fresh because I work, and I don't want it to get here and sit out while I said, "No, it's not like that," but I didn't elaborate because we were but yeah, Amazon Fresh, it's not like getting an Amazon delivery of bed sheets or a lawnmower. It doesn't go through the mail. There's actual delivery, and we just got a new Amazon Fresh outlet here in my city. Ah, so that means delivery will be even quicker. But anyway, an actual person delivers, they pick it up from the Amazon Fresh place and they come right to your, they maybe there'll be a couple deliveries before you, but you get your food delivered in person. Hmm. God, that's my best luxury is having groceries delivered. My next best luxury is having my laundry done. Ah, that God, sending out my laundry, and they bring it back smelling good and folded just like in a department store. Your socks are matched up. I love it. Dollar a pound. A dollar a pound for your stinky undies. It's the best, and you get to choose your same delivery guy if you want, and I do, and it's this guy and his brother, and then I've met their mom because she had to deliver for him once, and so we have this friendship. I'm friends with these 2 guys and their mom, but there's this one Donald, my main guy, he's a fisherman. He knows how to tie flies 'cause when I see him, usually they come in stealthily, they, uh, come get you put your laundry out, they come get it, no contact, then the next day, you open your door and there it is. On the rare times when I've actually seen him face to face, we stand and talk. And, he's a fisherman. He's caught a marlin, he's caught a tuna, and he showed me pictures on his phone. It was so fun. And so he has an Instagram. It's something about fishing in the valley or some anyway, I couldn't find him, so I have to ask him again. But anyway, getting my laundry done, holy cow. That is just the best. You like you did okay, I know, Corey, we had talked about that before, about you don't have really and I did look up, you guys do have food banks, but they're limited? We talked about your food and I gotta tell you, I'm about to look up our local food bank because there is no shame in that. There isn't. I I used to donate and volunteer. Well, only once I volunteered, but I used to donate to the Los Angeles Regional Food Bank and never gave it a thought. Um, but now I might, I'm probably going to be a patron. I want to check it out because you can get fresh veggies, canned goods, paper products. I'm going to check it out. But Corey, I'm so sorry. I don't know. Well, maybe it's a trade-off. You guys get free health care. Um, maybe so, they governments always wanna keep you not having quite enough. So you guys don't get it all, you know? You don't get it all. You're not worthy. So they're gonna hold back, I don't know why. Who'd there are food insecure people everywhere, you know? Tax the rich, eat the rich. Geez, it's just so not fair, and we are so, marginalized, just so look up the farm to table, it might be available to you. Yeah, look up yeah, Corey. Yeah, you know, and sometime back, Corey, I asked our LA regional if they had satellites or referrals, to Canada, but, they said, no, they're not currently networked or linked up. Um, yeah, gotta look out for each other, you guys. Yeah, 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 yeah. So I am looking forward. So after I get off here, I'm gonna probably go over to my Amazon cart and see what I don't want and see what I want to add because I will have 20. Of course, I used like some of my Social Security in addition to the food stamps, but I get $20 more, $23 more this month. Compliments of sunny California. So I'm glad for it. I'm really grateful. Holy shit. Because I wasn't real smart in planning for when I wasn't working because I expected to still be working. So did my boss. We pinky swore that, I said, I'll work as long as you do. And we were we were a nice team, but then she died. And here we are. Yep. So holy crap, we have been here gathered together for 117 minutes. Gosh, I think I've only done one other stream this long. But I think next time I wanna do a panel. I wanna panel up. I don't know if it'll be a free for all or if I'll send out invites. I don't know. I don't know. Oh, I would love to have secular opinion on oh god. I would like to have Todd Malakote on. God, I've known Todd for years. Um, yeah. When I was over there with, and we were covering, Reverend Shanna years ago. Yeah, so but we haven't engaged much. He does play a tuba after all, but, maybe he'll come on. That would be cool. Oh, John says, "I shot the breeze good." Thanks, John. John, you are so dear. John is always really complimentary and a hoot, and he's a good guy, and, um, he has these grands offspring of his offspring. Aren't they glorious, John? Grandchildren are your redemption for all the shit you didn't quite do right as an original parent. Get him to bring his tuba. I wonder if he would. Do you think we could I could coax Todd into giving us a little rendition of something? I don't I know I've seen him play the tuba, but I don't know if he's played it on anybody's oh, he probably has, but um, yeah, and, he was hey, he pals with Grampy Lobster makes him aces in my book, you know? Yeah, and let you guys choose well, of course, he has an organ, he's a fellow. He could play the national anthem at the end. Wouldn't that be a great outro if he would come on and show us his tuba skills and then play the national anthem as we close off? A full size or has an organ too. Oh, like my other My ex-friend has an organ, yeah. Yeah, a fun size organ. Rev has a fun size organ. Well, I wouldn't call it fun. Oh, God, I don't know if it was you, Eileen, or if it was, Omni that name. I shouldn't say probably because I am monitored to see how if I say that name, no lie, no lie, and I get called on it. I do. Um, but somebody sent me, shots of the OnlyFans of, Rev's stretchy member. That's all it did, stretch. Yeah, yeah, sort of like a night crawler. Remember those? Remember biology class? I remember in biology class we had to dissect a night crawler. You know, these lab pens. But it was, yeah, it reminded me of a night crawler, that stretchy thing that was on the OnlyFans, or the baby carrot, or oh, his asshole. Okay, there's a full size in Liverpool Cathedral. Oh, you were talking about like a pipe organ, John. Yuck, yuck, yuck. Yeah, did you hear about the 4-foot fortune teller who escaped from prison? She was a small, medium, at large. John has an endless supply. You know, he's an expert punster. He's a dad joke expert. God, you are a delight. Um, yeah, right, Corey? I also saw oh, John, don't apologize. Be brave, be bold. Stomp all over us with your puns and dad jokes, and we'll ask for more. Yeah, I saw somebody else sent me shots of somebody else's, which was way more substantial. Impressed the heck out of me. It was quite substantial. Somebody sent me of somebody I knew online, and it was interesting. I looked at it. I looked at it for a while, you know, remembering past days. Uh, okay, so I'm gonna end this, you guys, and I'm hoping I haven't looked has any. I'm looking okay on my notification bell. Oh, Mango's on. Mango came on, um, 37 minutes ago. Oh, okay. Okay, and Fat Photog just uploaded. Okay, he's part of the gang with Secular Opinion, all those guys. He just did a thing about what happened to J-Dubs, Fat Photog, alliteration, FF. Um, and then Garlic Bread just said Foodie Beauty admits Salah has another family. Well, everybody's been saying that Salah has another. Really? She admits it? Oh my gosh, you guys, there is so much to do. Um, such a variety of things to choose from. Oh dear, this is great. This is great. And okay, thank you guys so much. But Mango's on, so everybody go over to Mango and watch her. I'm gonna excuse me. I'm gonna catch up with Garlic Bread and Fat Photog because those are my boys. But I'll be over to Mango too, you know, little cutie. So excuse me. Dang, I am so gross. Excuse me, all to hell. So everybody, I'm gonna end this, and I don't know. You can like leave when you want, but I'm gonna play out one more McGruff, and, I'll see you guys maybe midweek. Maybe midweek, maybe for sure next Sunday, but maybe midweek, and then, um, my daughter's coming to stay over. Excuse me. I burped, Jesus, sorry. She's gonna stay over, that's in 2 weeks. So I'll either maybe when you guys it's time for me to go. I think I need a second lunch. Okay, you guys, I love you. I love you. I love you. Thank you so much for being here, my pals. Uh, Meet me here next time if you have a mind to. And I am going to play out. Okay, I'm still on Van Beardo. Okay, Von Beardo. Okay, so I sub to you, and I'll be checking that out. So, okay, you guys, here goes. I love every damn one of you. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for showing out with me. Hit the like button on your way out if you would. I don't know if it doesn't. I'm not competing in the algorithms anymore. I tried to at the beginning. Maggie and I were kind of on a roll. We got all these subs. The subs stayed with me, most of them. But when she exited, I didn't care anymore. Yeah, took a while to get over that too. Gotta tell you, gotta be honest. Okay, you guys, have a great one. Be nice to each other. Do some good for yourself. And we'll meet up here next time. Goodbye.
Using crack and cocaine to get high, that's what you say you love. But it's really insane. You could die. What are you thinking of? 'Cause nobody's needing that crack and cocaine. There's terrible trouble behind it. And sooner or later you're burning your brain, making a mess of your mind. Just a snort or a smoke in your greed, that's all you care about. But your life is a joke, and you need someone to help you out. 'Cause nobody's needing that crack and cocaine. There's terrible trouble behind it. And sooner or later you're burning your brain, making a mess of your mind. 'Cause nobody's needing that crack and cocaine. There's terrible trouble behind it.